some old question from the previous Janma, right? How to bring spiritual discipline into our life? Good question. We'll look into that. Yeah, one question. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We'll chant verse 4 and 5 together. Maya tatamidam sarvam jagadavyaktamurtina matsthani sarvabhutani na chaham teshvavastitaha na jamatstani bhutani Pashya me yogamaishwaram bhutabhrit na cha bhutasthaha mahatma bhutabhavanaha. These are the most important verses, not just in the 9th chapter, but in the entire Bhagavad Gita. Easily. Because that talks about the vision. And what kind of a vision? A vision of no division. And here, even if you do not know Sanskrit at all, and when you read it, what do you get? Matsthani sarva bhutani in verse number 4. And read verse number 5. Najamatstani bhutani. Contradiction alert. So, this is the kernel of the teaching. We'll have to dwell on it for some time. Today I am just going to give a gist of the translation because it is late and this is not the time to study such heavy stuff. But it's good to get, to put the toe in the water, as they say. So we'll keep it nice and light, okay? So don't worry. So, first he says, he talks about the vision of what this Ishvara is. And it's even more effective, you know why? Because it's in the first person. And in the first person, it's like, look at this, it's me, and this is me alone. And so what is that? First is, you see, the aham shabda comes in many karakas. Matsthani and maya, by me. First he says, maya tatam, the Lord says, maya tatam idam sarvam. Idam sarvam always stands for Jagat. All this, known and known, moving and unmoving, chara charatmakam. And then what else? Sentient and insentient, everything. Idam sarvam, yet to be known. Manifest and unmanifest, yet to be manifest. All of them, maya, by me, Ishvarena, tatam. Tatam means Vasyam. Ishvarena, it is pervaded. Tan, the root verb tan means to spread. So by me, I am spread all over the world. By me, this whole world is sustained. Maya tatam. By me, this whole world is pervaded. Same thing is said in the Ishavasya Upanishad. Ishavasyamidagam sarvam yatkinchit jagatyam jagat. Yatkinchit means whatever is there. Hear it, that yatkinchit has been changed into idam sarvam. This whole jagat pervaded by me. And who is this me? Lord Krishna, flute. Huh? What is that? Peacock feather, Kunja Vihari, Pitambara Dhari. Yes? No. You just have to read a little more and then you will see. Maya, what kind of me? Avyakta Murtina. Avyakta here doesn't mean unmanifest. Unobjectifiable, not an object. Not at all an object. Maya avyakta murtina. By me who can never be objectified. Avyakta here means not visible for any pramana. Even Shabda pramana cannot make Bhagavan, Brahman, Ishvara, Atma into an object. It will remain the self-illumining subject. So then, Maya idam sarvam jagat tatam. What kind of me? Avyakta murtina. Murti means here embodied. What kind of an embodiment? An invisible embodiment. Murti here means Satchit Ananda. So because from this Satchidananda, Satchidanandaihi, because in the form of this Murta, which is Amurta, and what kind of Murta it is? Jagad Avyakta Murta. Means it is Murta in the sense of existent. It is existent. You cannot say it, I am not there. I am there. And so there is a Murta, means there is a form. What is my form? A formless form. Formless form. And in fact the word Dakshinamurti also is has two derivations. First, straight away we say Dakshina Abhimukha Murtihi Yasya Saha. The one who is facing south. Then Dakshinabhimukha Murti. Then Dakshascha, Dakshinascha Asau, Amurtascha. That which is Amurta, whose form is no form, and who is Daksha. Daksha means adept. Adept at what? Cutting. Oh, what does Dakshinamurti cut? Cloth, hair. What does he cut? Cords of samsara. Dysfunctional, icky, sticky cords of samsara. And so here also Maya, Avyakta Murtina, my form is the formless form, an unobjectifiable formlessness, but which is existent. That Murti is brought in just so that one doesn't think it is Shunya. Idam sarvam tatam, everything is pervaded. Idam sarvam jagat tatam. Then of course the question will come, what about the 5 elements? Bhutani. Bhutani here must not be taken as 5 elements, although you can include them. Bhutani here is Jivaha. Jivaha. All the Jivas. So the Jivas are pervaded. What about the Jivas? If you ask the question, Matsthani eva. They are non-separate from me. They are, as it were, in me. meaning they derive their being from me. They are sustained by me. And then at the end of their lives, what happened to them? They resolve, as it were, in me. The word in here is highly problematic. Why? What's wrong with the word in? Hmm? Two things. In means locator and located. The whole Jagat is located, and Ishvara, Bhagavan, becomes what? Locus, not locust. Okay, that is the pest. Locus. I saw a few today, that's why I remembered them. Not locus, locus. So, locus in Sanskritam, the word is adhara, and then that which is located in the locus is called adheya. And even though it's kind of spiritual romanticism to say, yes, I am in Bhagavan, I have this wonderful swimmy feeling to be embraced by Bhagavan, the whole Jagat is just nothing but Bhagavan giving it a big hug, and everything is in Bhagavan. And that's why they say Ganesha has a huge belly, because the whole Jagat is inside Bhagavan's belly. Very nice in terms of upasana, very nice in terms of feeling consoled when one is having a hard day, very nice to invoke as an imagery for prayer, but absolutely and utterly useless for self-knowledge. Yes, because we are left with two things. And what is the vision? A non-dual vision, Advaita. So here is the Jagat, Matsthani Sarva Bhutani, all jivas are in me. So the whole Jagat is within me. But then that Adhara Adheya Sambandha must not be there. Don't get confused. Locus and then located relationship. That's all I mean. Ashrita and Ashraya. Adheya and Adhara, located and locus. This double thing must not be there, because if it is there, then we are in terrible trouble. So therefore, even though he says Matsthani Sarva Bhutani, immediately what does he say? He says Naja Aham Teshu Avasthitah. They are in me, Arjuna, all right. Everything is in me, nothing is separate from me, but mind you, I am not in them. They are in me, I am not in them. Oh, but how is this possible? We have been seeing that Bhagavan is in everything. In fact, Prahlada proved it, because his father said what? Where is your God? Where is your Narayana? Is he in this pillar? Yes, he is in this pillar. Kick the pillar. Out came a terrifying being. Half lion, half human. Patted its lap. Invited Hiranyakashipu to come and sit on the lap, lie down on the lap. Took Hiranyakashipu to the threshold, neither inside nor outside, because all these demons that we have, they are all, you know what they are? They are all, what is that called? Devotees gone wrong. Devotees with a hubris. That's all they are. And then so, they are all really waiting to be rehabilitated. That's why Bhagavan gives them moksha by killing not them but the ahankara. This is how we have to see. And so I am not in any of them. So if I am not in any of them, how did I come out of the pillar? This we have to ask. And then we say, Kan Kan me Bhagavan, in every grain of sand there is Bhagavan, in every little thing there is a Bhagavan, every big thing there is Bhagavan. And here Bhagavan is falsifying all that. And what is Bhagavan saying? Nacha aham teshu avasthitah. This is not hard to assimilate, and it is neither contradictory for understanding the first part, everything is Ishvara. That is what the first part of this verse says. Idam sarvam maya tatam. There is nothing other than me. The whole Jagat is myself alone. But I am not in them. I am not in the Jivas. I am not in the Jagat. What is this contradiction here? If we take our example, pot is not there. But if we take the example, just imagine it, okay? Imagine the pot. So if we take the example of pot and clay, so we have from two standpoints the same exact thing. So first we have to look at the reality from the standpoint of pot. Poor pot. What is pot? No pot, really. It is not really having an independent existence. It is totally, entirely dependent upon clay. In fact, the weight of the pot belongs to what? Pot or clay? Clay. And then the smell of the pot belongs to the pot or clay? Clay. Everything is clay. The color of the pot belongs to the pot or clay? Clay. In fact, the whole pot is nothing but clay. Isha vasyam idam sarvam. Clay vasyam idam sarvam. The whole world of earthenware is clay vasya. This is from the standpoint of each and every pot. The pot will say clay vasya, clayaya namaha. And then the sharava, the jug will also say, sharava means water jug. Water jug will also have the same story. Clayaya namaha, clay is Bhagavan, clay o aham. And then the lid will also say, clay namaha. This means what? Maya tatam idam sarvam. And what is the murta form of clay? Amurta. No form at all. It just takes on whatever form it is molded into and thrown on the wheel, and then it is still clay. Clay in many, many forms, but no form of its own. Therefore, it can yield to many, many forms. But even though we say pot is clay, can we say it the other way around? Can we say clay is pot? No. Nachaham teshu avasthitah. Clay says, from my standpoint, from their standpoint, they cannot remain without me, poor things. But from my standpoint, from my own independent standpoint, I have not become any one of them. I have not become pot number 1, pot number 2, lid number 1, lid number 2. Have I? No. I am still clay. I am still clay. You see how easy it is? Very easy. Matsthani sarva bhutani. This is from the standpoint of what? Pot. And then from the standpoint of clay, naham teshu avasthitah. I am not in any one of them. I have not become pot, I have not become lid, I have not become sharava, I have not become a figurine, I have not become anything that is made of clay. A lamp, nothing. I am myself, they are all me. They are all, for the time being, we can say, in me. The word in is in heavy quotes. Let's take another example to clinch this even more. Gold and ornament. Gold and ornament. From the standpoint of ornament, it is all gold. It has to do namaskara to gold, because without gold, it doesn't have a leg to stand on. Oh, but what about brass? Doesn't matter. Metal. Without metal, the ornament doesn't have anything. No existence. It has a completely dependent existence dependent upon what? The metal. Whether it is brass, copper, gold. We like gold because why not use gold? It's a Chandogya example. When you give an example, you should be generous because it's all imaginary anyway. Just like when you do Manasa Puja, what do we say? Ratnaih kalpitamasanam himajalaihi snanam cha divyambaram. Like this we have to say. We say, I'm offering you a golden throne studded with the finest of gems. Don't say, here is a plastic chair. Okay, because this is Manasa Puja, you can afford to be generous. Here, pull yourself the typical plastic chair we see in the ashrams. No. So since it is Manasa Puja, you can afford to be generous. So in the example also, that's why from clay is of course a classic example. We go straight to Goddess Lakshmi, gold. And then, so this is what, so from the standpoint of the ornament, every ornament is gold. In other words, gold is intrinsic to the ornament, like even clay is intrinsic to the existence of the pot. In other words, no gold, no ornament, no clay, no pot. But then when we look at it from the standpoint of the gold, is the ornament intrinsic to gold? We have time, think about it. No pressure, think about it. Is the ornament, gold is intrinsic to ornament. Intrinsic means it cannot be without it. Is the gold intrinsic? No. Why? Because it can just be in the form of a bar, a biscuit. Don't eat it, that's all. If you love your teeth, all right. Don't bite into it. Just now they raided some politician's house in America and found gold bars. So, like this. So, gold, from the standpoint of gold, gold can be anything. It can be melted, smelted. And then it can be made into maybe a nice elephant, maybe a figurine. It can be anything, but it's not dependent upon the ornament for its existence. Intrinsic means dependent upon. But the ornament, poor thing, is totally, entirely dependent upon gold. From the standpoint of gold, ornament is an incidental thing to gold. Ornament is incidental to gold, but gold is intrinsic to the ornament. This we have to remember. Gold is intrinsic to the ornament. Clay is, clay is intrinsic from the standpoint of pot. From the standpoint of clay, pot is an incidental manifestation of clay. Ornament, the nose ring, the chain, the bangle, the anklet, the bracelet are all incidental manifestations of gold. See, so easy this is. This is the vision. From the standpoint of, now we'll come to the Darshtanta, what is being exemplified. From the standpoint of the items in the Jagat, Mithya items, Satyam Brahma is intrinsic to their existence. Without Brahman, none of them can be. No Jiva, no Characharatmakam Jagat, moving, unmoving, sthavara, jangama, sentient, insentient. Nothing can exist. But from the standpoint of Satyam Brahma, Jnanam Brahma, Anantam Brahma, the Jagat is an incidental expression, not intrinsic to Brahman. This is what we have to understand. And the next verse gets even more saucy. And what does it say? Nacha matsthani bhutani pashya me yogam aishwaram bhuta bhrit cha bhutastha mamatma bhuta bhavanaha. Hey Arjuna, pashya, look at what? Me aishwaram pashya, look at this magic. Look at my Ishwaratvam. Aishwaram Ishwarasya bhavaha. Me Aishwaram pashya he Arjuna. Look at my magic. Look at my Maya Shakti. Look what she did just now. Look at the number she has done. Look at this. And what is this yoga? My yoga here doesn't mean karma yoga. Yoga also does not mean that Ishvara is doing a headstand. No. Yoga here is the meaning of the word yoga is sangati, connection. And what is the connection? Look at my unique connection to this universe. Now you see me, now you don't. Here I am, and actually I am not. Nothing can be without me, but I can be without any one of them. Look at this magic. Look how this magic happens. Look at my iffy connection to the Jagat. If you really look into it, the Jagat has nothing to do with me from my standpoint. From the poor Jagat standpoint, I am all that it has, so I allow it to just do that. Therefore, I am Bhuta Bhrit. Bhrit means supporter, sustainer. Nacha bhutastha, I am not inside anything. My very presence sustains everything without me having to do with anything with them. Vividham rajate virat, vivarta karanam, without undergoing any change. I sustain everything. Without me, nothing can survive. But without any of them, I am still whole, free, full. Purnam adaha, the cause is Purna, the effect also is Purna. The effect being this is the second thing we need to know, the effect being non-separate from the cause, the effect is swahad up. Swahad means swallowed. The effect is swaha by the cause. All that remains is what? Cause. Without effect, can a cause be called cause? No. This is Aishwaram. This is the magic. We always start with many nana vidhani bhutani and all kinds of bhutas and bhautikas, things that have come from the elements, too many to count, how many trees, how many fishes, how many reptiles, and what all they do. Sometimes they do the most unexpected things. Really, this dog that came in the news 2 days ago, somewhere in India, I don't know where, somewhere there is a river, and so this dog came in the news, had very wonderful prarabdha. It was being chased by a pack of wild dogs. It was really almost a little bigger than a puppy. It was not yet quite a full-grown dog. And the dog was just, with the heart in its mouth, it outran them and jumped into the water. Three crocodiles, not one, not two, very soon had surrounded this poor dog. And the dog started to say its mantra probably, thinking, okay, I am gone. But surprise, surprise, they took a video and it's almost like the alligators, they just did a little conference with one another and then they pushed the dog away from the pack of dogs who were afraid to enter the water because of the crocodiles, and they pushed it to safety on the other side of the bank and waited to see it crawl up the shrubs and go to safety. Did not eat it. Okay? So, this is Aishwaram. All kinds of things happen. Why? This is not random, because that intelligence, some kind of a cross, the scientist called it a cross species spontaneous empathy. Cross species empathy. And in this cross species empathy, what is cross species empathy means? The crocodiles did not get cross. Yeah. They did not eat it. They could have said snack. They could have fought amongst themselves. They could have said lunch has come early because it was around 11 o'clock in the morning. But they let it go. And so like this, the whole Jagat is full of all kinds of things. As long as we remember that Brahman can be without the Jagat, Jagat cannot be without Brahman, Brahma Satyam, Jagat dependent, Mithya, then we can enjoy these kinds of stories and enjoy the Jagat. If we look at the Jagat from Ishvara's standpoint, that is when it becomes Leela. That's why when we read the stories of Rama and Krishna, it is not called Krishna Charitra. What is it called? Krishna Leela, Rama Leela. Leela means play. It's all play. It's all fun. When you start to take the Jagat very, very seriously, then what happens? Glub, glub, glub in the waters of samsara. Drowning, present continuous. Drowned, okay, no problem, we don't have to talk about it anymore, finished. Drowning. That is why this vision of Vedanta is not only these two verses are not only important for this chapter, the most important verses of this chapter, but they sum up the entire Vedanta philosophy effortlessly. So two things we have to remember in these two verses. One is this intrinsic incidental business. From the standpoint of pot, clay is intrinsic to the existence of pot. From the standpoint of clay, pot is an incidental expression of clay. From the standpoint of gold, the ornament is an incidental expression of gold. From the standpoint of the ornament, the gold is intrinsic to its very existence. Likewise, from the standpoint of the Mithya Jagat, Brahman is intrinsic to the existence of the Jagat. No Brahman, no Jagat. From the standpoint of Ishvara, Brahman, the Jagat is an incidental expression that comes out once in a while, and if we need to know why, it's based on the prarabdha of the jivas, the karma of the jivas. So the Jagat is an incidental expression of Brahman. Because without no Jagat, yes Brahman. No Brahman, no Jagat. These two things we have to remember. And then one more thing we can help ourselves into understanding this is to look at the language. In the language, when we say existence, pot is, the isness becomes an attribute to the pot. Pot is existent. When I say the isness or the existence of the pot becomes an attribute, the pot is what? Substantive. That's why I can say clay pot. What is the adjective here? Clay. Gold chain. What is the adjective? Gold. Golden chain. Clay pot. Our language is also steeped in ignorance. If we clean out the language, what should we say? Chainy gold, ringy gold. Because gold is substantive. From the language of Vedanta, what is real? Gold is real. The ornament comes and goes. Ornament is dependent upon gold. Ornament is mithya in the example. So therefore, we cannot say gold chain. Chain is not a substantive. Chain is adjectival to gold, incidental to gold. So clay pot. In fact, the clay is not an adjective. Pot is an adjective to clay. When we look at it this way, we see the import of the second stanza, the second verse. Bhuta bhrit. The ornament is Swarna bhrit. Gold bhrit. Bhrit means sustained by. Pot is clay bhrit. But clay is not bhutasthaha, potsthaha. Clay is not in the pot. Clay is not on the pot. The pot is an incidental expression of this clay. Clay is entirely free of potness and pot. The ornament, the gold is entirely likewise free of being an ornament. Yet no ornament can be there without gold. No earthenware can be there without clay. Bhuta bhrit nacha bhutasthaha. And then finally, mama atma bhuta bhavanaha. My atma. Why should he say my atma? From the standpoint of upadhi, my atma. Mama atma bhuta bhavanaha. My atma is the very being of everything in the universe. This in short is this, and whatever is needs to be embellished, we will do that tomorrow. This much is enough. And then I will look at this question here. What was that? Spiritual discipline. Wake up early. That's all. What can I say? From a night person, become a morning person. This is spiritual discipline you already have. This is coming, this question is coming because the course is, everybody is thinking, what shall I do in November? Yeah. How to continue living like this? Don't leave. Simple. And that's one option. Or you can make your home an ashram. It helps if there is somebody else living there. How to make not just random people living there, okay? Somebody of like mind who wants to do this with you. It doesn't help if the rest of the people want to lead a quote-unquote normal life. And then you say, I'm getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and they go, yeah, right, nice try. It won't work. So, you have to make the home into an ashram. It's nice to have people who are like-minded. If you're not blessed with that, you can still do that, but in a little more punctuated, edited and abridged way for now. First, we'll look at the drastic way, how to make the home an ashram. So when you go back, what you can do is look around. Many things you have not touched, you have not seen for 6 months. You don't even know they are there. Just throw them out. Okay? Yeah. Throw away everything. Oh my God, really? Yes. If you haven't used them for 6 months, what is the likelihood that you will use them? Throw everything out. What was that? You have another suggestion? No?
You were saying
What?
have any
Even better. Even better, you are ahead. Yeah. They were saying they don't have a house. To go back to even better. House itself has been thrown away. That's nice. That's great. So throw away whatever is there, just sweep it out. Get new things, minimal things. That's nice. You can at least look forward to getting a few new things. Some clothes you can keep, warm clothes if you are living in a cold climate, all these things. But most of the things are useless. Throw away. And then start with the similar kind of a thing. Shravanam. And now you know how to do Shravanam. You know, you have a whole repertoire of all kinds of YouTube channels and all these things, and so you can do Shravanam. So, start by saying to yourself, I will do 2 or 3 classes a day. In between, you leave for cooking, cleaning, seeing movies, whatever you want to. It's okay. When you are doing Shravanam, do not answer the phone, do not answer the door. Let them knock, let them ring, turn off the phone, and then do it. Do that, and then when you do that, what happens is that you have more self-confidence. There is more self-confidence because you have a value for this knowledge, and you have allowed yourself to have that value, and you have accomplished that value, so you feel good about yourself. This is something which is very, very nice. Very simple. Keep it very simple. And then if you're doing 3 classes a day, the cooking will naturally become very simple. After going from here, maybe you will cook up a storm for the first week, because so many things you have had to give up here. Okay, and so you may want to try out new things and complicated things. But then soon you will tire from that. You will want something that is quick, that is easy to make, and delicious at the same time. So you can just look for one pot meals. Yes. And there is one thing to invest in. What is that called? What is that? Tell me. Instant pot. Yes. And it comes with I am told it comes with a book of recipes also. Yeah, it does? Okay. And you have that? Yeah. And then so this instant pot, you can make everything whatever you want. And then things are easy. So keep it simple, keep it easy. Simple. And then the simpler our life is, the more spiritual it naturally gets. That's what it is. There's a whole song on simple. How does it go? It's a gift to be simple, it's a gift to be free. And then, what's the next line? I'll find out and tell you tomorrow. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.